demoralized state. And what? That means that you're a hate speaker, man. You can't call out wickedness no more without being called a hate speaker, man. What kind of world is this? Where everything is wicked, but when you call the wickedness out, they say, "Oh, that's too harsh." Oh, you're engaging in hate speech, man. They take that because down because of what? Hate speech. Something that was made up. What the hell is hate speech? The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 20. Because for the terrible one is brought to naught, and is cornered and consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the judge for a thing of naught. That's exactly what they're doing, right? Because you don't understand that those who control the news media that you watch on TV, right? Those who control the people that you see in the music videos, all these different things, so-called celebrities, all right? The so-called experts, if you will. Who the hell are the experts? Politicians, doctors, so-called, right? These are so-called experts. And what they do, they make a man who speaks extremely better, right? What's that old, for example, saying? It says that one who speaks the truth, actually, Plato who said that. The one who tried it said, you know, we live in a wicked society when the truth is demonized, something to that effect. I believe George Orwell also said something like that in 1984, right? But that's the telling that he needs to know about this land. I was talking to my cousin earlier today, and he was telling me, he said he has a friend, and his friend went up to the court. No one is more hated than one who speaks the truth. That's why they're creating this thing where everything that we say now is speaking. Because we're speaking the truth. When we're speaking the lies, that's perpetrated around the world in order to what? To gain control over the people. Right? So go back to what I was saying. Because it's true, he said he has a friend who went down to the club a few days ago. And he called him and he said, "Yo, you wouldn't believe this shit, man. America is like, definitely Sodom and Gomorrah all over again, bro." I was surprised. He said he went there, he met some chick, you know, he's talking to her, whatever. And then the chick said, "Yo, I gotta tell you something." He said, "Oh, what's up?" He said, "Yo, you know I wasn't born a woman, right?" He said, "Nah, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way you telling me this shit now." He said, "No, I'm gonna show you. Come, give me your hand. I'm gonna show you." Took his hand and put it down there. He said, "Oh," he started going crazy, man. You know, people know how to react to something like that. So he was telling my cousin, and my cousin started laughing. He's like, "You gotta get out that country, bro. God is just going to destroy that country." You know? I mean, what the fuck? But yet they're making laws to come against men who speak against this type of shit. This is what I'm talking about. The ultra moralistic society. But it's only you can't speak against something like that. They're trying to put it where if you're a straight man, right, and you met one of these so-called opposite people, you can't say, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm not into that type of thing." That'll be people fake. You know? Isaiah 20. Yeah, I'm not that. And then that's why a lot of people don't want to speak the truth anymore. It's getting harder and harder to put the truth out. You know, every single day it's getting harder and harder. Now you got like notifications. You know, when you're doing a video, you gotta like think about what you say before you say. There's no more speech. And you should speak the right things. You know, but yet you go on YouTube, you go on all the different platforms, and it's this wickedness galore everywhere, man. You got a whole so-called president, which he really isn't president, but let's just use it for education's sake, right? The so-called president and his son, all right, they got all this weirdo shit going on, but yet nobody pays attention to that. You got all these so-called trade derailments happening, and nobody's paying attention to that. You understand that all these things is being done by design? So later on, they can come back to you and say, "Hey, this is why we got to lock you down because of climate control. The whole world is a mess." He's taking things out of the earth. You see? But it's all being done, and people think it's just a mystery. Oh, it just happened by coincidence, by accident. No, it's not. It's all done by design. Okay? And the design is being disrupted when you have ready to go to market and speak the truth about what's going on. Expose things for what they are. The man of sin be revealed. Okay? When somebody's in hiding and you try to expose them, what happens? They become violent. Okay? They become extremely violent. How much more people that have been trying to hide their identity for thousands of years? Going all the way back to the Bible. Okay? St. John chapter 3, St. John chapter 3, verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. Right. And that light is what is truth. That's the only light. And our lives are a testament to that. Because prior to this truth, we were all in darkness. And that's everyone who comes to the truth, they can attest to the same thing. You know, the way you live changes, the way you think changes, your diet changes, you lose friends, you lose family members. But that's because the Lord is what separating you from the world. You're being sanctified, you're made holy. That's why the Lord pulls you away from everything that you used to do as normal. See? Verse 20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. Right. And that's because what? The evil will be reproved by the righteous. That's written in the scriptures. Everything in the scriptures is written for a specific purpose. Nothing happens in the scriptures that's done by chance. The Lord doesn't work like that. If he didn't want it to be read, or if he didn't want it to be known, he could have written. He would have had chance to write it. So what if people say, oh, the Bible is old? You know, that's what people was to stay away from righteousness. They open it up for what? But I ask you, Revelation 12 and 12. And it's just because that is worthy to 1,000 generations. So generation, the word of the Lord is still standing. And what did how should I say? He said, what heaven and earth shall pass, but his words shall not pass. Right? It's going to be forever. Okay? Eternity. So in the kingdom, we still don't have this standard. That's what's going to govern the whole entire planet. You see, that's why there has to be a war. Because these devils on the left-hand side got their own shit going on, but we're telling them that what? The Lord said, now, this is what's going to happen. Okay? This is what's going to happen. This is the standard. Ruled by my point blank period, man. And that has to happen. And it will happen. Right. This is Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Go to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down on you at the great wrath, because you know it, that you have but a short time. Yes. The Lord is not before my saying that what? You gotta accelerate their Agenda 2030 goals. They're about to take, not only that they're taking the peace out of the earth, but they're coming down on the earth at the what? Great wrath. Because what do you think they're going to, how are they going to what? Proceed with their agenda? It's going to be by violence. And it's something that's total activity. First, they're going to set up the chaos, right? That's done by violence. And then what? You bring the solution. You bring the order. And the order is done by what? By violence. Right? I do not a lot of people from bugging out. Send the military to come in. That's what they always do. I know a couple of people now who keep saying, yo, I gotta go back to National Guard training. I'm doing my I've been called in there. I'm like, yo, what's going on over there? What they got you niggas doing over there? Every 2 weeks you gotta go for training. And he said, I don't know, but we just gotta stay ready. See? You gotta stay ready, ready to fight. Are you being deployed? What's going on? Why? Because they said that 50 states. The IRS is hiring all 50 states of agents who are going to do what? They can use lethal weapons. And they use what? Deadly force. Deadly force, man. And, Nabu posted a video about some military force before That's about that. You know, I think I can feel like that's what it is. Yeah, so, yeah. And they would say that, oh, we're just testing the infrastructure. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because it goes perfectly in line with what Cyberpunk came out and said a couple of years ago. You see, they do all these things called predictive programming. And it's going to be one of the worst summers ever in human history, man. Because there's going to be a reaction to everything that's happened over the past few years. It has to happen that way. If not, they wouldn't be doing it. You know? Second Thessalonians 2:3. That no man deceive by any means. Right. That no man deceive by any means. What means that these so used to take over the 4-time world and you see it now? Deception. Over the past 2-3 years, how did they get people to comply with their ridiculous ass laws? Deception. When you have a nobody like a Fauci pull up out of nowhere, thinking that nobody even knew about, except for those who are into like medicine and shit like that. But prior to this whole Derek situation, nobody even knew about this nigga. And then he comes out and then guess what? Oh, our top disease, the White House disease expert, Dr. Tony Fauci is going to talk about this. Oh, he's going to lead us with this. He's going to show us how to do this. And it seemed like everyone who was taking the side of the World Economic Forum, they became the experts that everybody got to listen to. What the fuck? Where do you get niggas come from? Well, since when the Bill Gates become an expert in this? You notice nowadays they don't got Trump on TV no more. They don't put Bill Gates on TV like that no more. They don't put Fauci on TV like that no more. You know why? Because people are waking up. People are connecting the dots. Most people are like, nah, I don't fuck with this shit no more, man. They call something known as finesse hesitancy. Why do you think that is? They say that that's been skyrocketing. Why? Because of what? Misinformation. They're talking about us. They're talking about anyone who's bringing out the truth against these devils, man. Anyone who's what? Putting the light to those deceptive ways. Because the only way they can get you is what? If you're deceived. That's it. That's it. That's part of the ritual. They have to not know what the hell is going on. Confuse them. So now we stop not good. So the part of the way it happened when our people fell from our true heritage, who we are as a people. You know, we went from our power, how about seeing outside? We went from our laws, the law, sets and commandments, and scriptures. Okay? The understanding of the scriptures, who we are as a nation, as a people, how to conduct ourselves as a people. All right? The curses, exactly everything that's happened to our people, guess what? The Lord is going to put that on us. Okay? But we're not going to get to the kingdom until what? That falling away happens. Because it's promised. There has to come a time where the children of Israel have to wake up. But before you wake up, you can't be awake until you're woken. Right? You guys are sleeping. And I fall away. Also, on us being delivered by faith. Because now, we can't, you couldn't rely on being, knowing your language, knowing your customs and everything, all those other things that Israel, even when the time of Yahweh tried that, you had the Jews that they were holding on to. But we give Abraham's seed. They knew all those things so that they was holding on to those things. But when the falling away happened, it was now just really through the waking up came through the faith in the house of God. And that's why the scripture said that the just shall live by faith. The just not gonna live by the culture and the heritage and all that other stuff come once you get the faith. But you gotta have faith first in order to even believe in the country, in order to even believe in the culture. In order even to practice the laws, you gotta have faith. Practicing the laws, you gotta have faith that if you want to be accepted by your house and outside that you're doing it the right way. Even all the way down to the fact. Because if we don't, it's not completely correct. But we got faith that if they use it in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, do what? Yahweh's right. So that falling away has to happen in order for faith to be established. That's how we get salvation. That's why Judges 5:11, and what we're rehearsing the righteous acts. To rehearse something is what? You're doing it before the actual thing. So we're coming back to our ways to prepare us for the kingdom, how we're actually supposed to be. So the Lord is like, okay, well, this is how I established it. This is how you were actually originally supposed to live life. You failed to do that. I took it away from you. But the remnant of your people, of my people, keep calling my name. So I'm going to give it back to them. The rest of y'all destroyed. But I'll bring it back to them and then let them learn how I want my nation to operate. And then they're going to set that example that we're going to use when we get to the kingdom. But this time they're going to be perfected. The rest of these dumbasses to come through them. There's always time. The Lord always has a specific few, his elect. And he doesn't treat all of us the same. Even if you're an Israelite, you don't get treated the same. Look at Peter and look at Judas Iscariot. They were both disciples of the Lord. They worked on it for 3 years. You put with your house after 3 years. And then Judas, what happened? Right. The whole thing that we do, that's what we do the first part. But that's what we're going to do. When you think about the certain ordinances that we're supposed to do, it's like it's seldom that you can find even one thing that we can actually do right according to the scriptures. And that's why doing the work of the Lord and having faith is a very big factor, because even though we're not keeping it exactly as it's supposed to be kept, we're showing faith by trying to do that. And the Lord is looking at that and saying, oh, like is that what Abraham counted for righteousness? So the Lord is looking at these things and saying that the effort that you're putting in shows that your heart is in the right place. So your righteousness doesn't look right, but your effort plus your outside grace, I'm going to give that to you. Let's go to Luke chapter 4, verse. I want to point out my delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock of the enemy. Verse 27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry out in the hour, for ye shall remember again that broken thing that on you. For as it is your mind, as it is your time to go astray now, so can you return, seek him 10 times more. For he that has brought these flames upon you shall bring the everlasting joy with your salvation. There you go. So that also shows you that the Lord is not looking at the whole entire nation. Back to the time of the wilderness, even that. He didn't take the whole entire nation. Because guess what? That's what we were ruling for 40 years, because the whole generation had to die. You know? When the scripture says that the Most High is perfect, it means exactly that. He is perfect. Okay? And there ain't no way we could just, skip past, like, we got lines like vocab, the body of believers. Bro, you don't get to choose who gets delivered, When the Lord comes back and he's beating people up, how the fuck do you get beat up by your own will or your own mouth? Like, talking shit like the door of the scripture, the kingdom is there. You get to go, knock the door open, and walk in because you believe. No. This is the most heavy guarded kingdom, city ever. You can't just go in there. You can't. There's certain places in the kingdom where Israelites can't even go. And a prime example is what the Holy of Holies, where the only high priest can go in once a year, which is what the day was. That's it. Now we have our right? There's certain things that he can't, but nobody else can. For example, where it tells you in the book of Revelation where he was the one who picked up the little book. That's the spirit. I was going to say, what did you do? He's the only one who can do those things. Like he's Israelite. Are we not Israelites? Are we not joint heirs to your house, John? But does that mean that we're going to be on the same level as him? No. That's why one of his titles was King of Kings, Lord of Lords. They're going to be kings, right? His fellow men, right? They're going to be lords, his fellow men, but he's going to be above everybody else. See? Revelation 22, verse 12 to 14. And behold, I come quickly, My reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gate into the city. Right. And the house I enter that door, that gate. This is the getting to the kingdom. If the kingdom gets that salvation, you know, so that is why we go to do. We're listening and following the same commandment he gave us 2,000 years ago. Right? Hey, you go back to Genesis. I'm going to read right here, Genesis 3, verse 24. It says, so he drove out the man and placed at the east of the garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned and way to keep the way of the tree of life. So in all actuality, no Israelite that actually get to the tree of life without the outcome. You know, there would be no way because back during the time of Adam, the Lord he basically blocked that way off to get eternal immortality for Israel. You know, it was only that's why Yahweh is called the first and last Adam. And that's why you also say, for you to which we go, thou has the words of eternal life. You know, because I had been listening a couple days ago, I did a video. I was like, really, when you think about the Lord, because I was just God, what if he for God? Exactly. And that's why the Lord said that he put down all principalities, all enemies, black things, and deaths. So we just have real world literally get the demons in the image of the Father that we were supposed to be for the beginning, which is what? The image of his son. And that blessing was exclusively only given to the sons of God. And that's why the devil was envious. That's why Scripture says that through the envy of the devil, death came into the world. Death came into the world of who? Israel. Because no other nation, no other being creation was given immortality except the Son of God. Everything else died. That's exactly how we're going to be in the kingdom. Because in order for the world to continue, the sons of righteousness have to be rulers. All right? The reason why we're entering into World War III is because the wicked is in rulership. That's an example of why you shouldn't have the wicked in rulership. Because there will be something known as mass theory. Mutually assured destruction. We all gonna get destroyed regardless. Okay, fine, do it still. Only the devil would think like that. You know, you can't have a ruling class mentality if you're looking to destroy every damn thing that exists. All because you want to be the most high, you want to be like the most high. Only the devil would think like that. He's opposed. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. For that day shall not come. It says that except there come a son in the way to serve. That man of sin be revealed. Right, so that man of sin is being revealed. All right, going all the way back to some of the apostles, the man of sin was being revealed. Okay? The son of perdition. And now it's time for the Lord to say, well, okay, now we're going to expose all this Illuminati shit, all this secret stuff, the mystery of the victory, you know, how things actually work, who's who, what's what. We're going to expose all that. Because now we're at the end. You know, the threshing has begun. Right? The son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is before God. Right. So that should be what? Destruction. That's their MO. Everything that's you see must be destroyed. That way he can come out and bring his own solution. When you start using his solution, you have no power to control. What you call you try to go to heaven to power, right? Why would you name something because he's a wicked. He opposes the Most High. Right? And if you oppose the Most High, that means you oppose the Most High's people. That is why he does the things that he does in so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because he knows what it does to the heavens, man. They understand these things. They don't get a section of education to know that psychology for nothing. You don't create a section of education known as archaeology for no reason. They don't go and study the Bible for no reason. They understand why they do these things. It's not, they're not learning the Bible so they can know how to do righteousness. No. They're learning the Bible so they can understand how to manipulate the Most High's kingdom. You know? Right? Or that is worship, so that he can sit up in the temple of God, show himself that he is God. Right. And now we know for a fact that Esau is nothing but the devil. Okay? You're not going to be the Most High. You cannot be the Most High. All right? If anything, you're the complete opposite. That's why you know that's Satan, the devil. Literally. You know? The Most High destroys you. Right? He made you so that you can use it for his left hand work in these last days. So at the end, to destroy you by saying you still got to do that work. It's all business. Romans 9, verse 17. It says, actually, 17, for the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore he hath mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he harden. Thou wilt then say unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same one to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So the vessel of wrath fitted to destruction. That's a specific group of people. That when you look at the scriptures, the next, right, of where everyone is going, and directly, they're going to take the goal to their destruction. It's going to do number one, the destruction of America, and never put his lips for 1,000 years. That's what's coming. Okay? But that's all he does because what the Lord said, what? He's going to what? Hold back. You know that? Everything is done for a specific time. Right? Second Thessalonians 2:5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? Right. So these things that we're reading now, right, all the way back during the time of the other Thessalonians, we're experiencing now. Right? Because the same spirits are back here again. There's no new thing under the sun. So if you understand things back then, you can easily understand things now. You can go back and say, oh shit, America is just like the Roman Empire. Why? Because we went back and read about the Roman Empire. So understand how the Roman Empire operated back then. And you see that America carries similar different all the values of the so-called Roman Empire. Right? Rome is known for a strong military. America is known for a strong military. Right? Rome was known for its political influence. America is known for its political influence. Okay? Rome was the biggest, empire back then. America is known as the biggest empire now. All right? America's empire is second to the whole entire world. That's why they can send their military for attack in these other countries. Right? That's why they can run these countries by way of what? Their money. Okay? So kind of constant peace or fighting with the forces, which are Edomites. And when you look at it today, it's now we run Iraq, Afghanistan, all these different countries. Why? Because guess what? These other nations didn't forget. They still have the records, man. You know what I'm saying? They still have the records still today. Guess what? The spirit power outside. These nations are getting mad. They're getting angry. Nobody wants to deal with America today. You know? Nobody wants to deal with America no more. That's how you know this place is finished, man. You know, and it's just a matter of time. You'll see. Just a matter of time. In the next couple of weeks, couple of months, you're going to see American true colors, man. When they start making all these weird rules and laws, you're like, oh, hold on. Wait, you're talking about another treaty? What the hell is that? Wait a minute. we don't have our Constitution anymore. That's when you're going to see America really is. One verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Our is brought again, so peace may be healed. You would have viewed Babylon that seems not easy with paper and let it throw as he wanted to those countries. For it doesn't reach those countries and he takes it up. So that's so what everyone is now realizing how bad America is. Talking about, oh, we gotta start praying. You actually got even might say that we need to pray because God is mad. God is gonna judge this country. America is gonna be judged. This is Babylon all over again. This is Rome all over again. Saying that, we're looking bad. Huh? Now that the judgment is coming, now you want to turn around and look for God. It's too late. For a lot of people, for a lot of things, it's too late. You know? And it's funny because when you read that, Isaiah is speaking from the view of the ones that are basically wanting to heal Babylon. That's what I said. Huh? That was Jeremiah. I like it. Jeremiah, my bad. He was speaking from that position. Jeremiah actually just wanted to heal Babylon. But he was speaking from their position. Because we would have healed Babylon. He is not healed. But when you go back to the first, it says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Because the majority of these people, they're not really seeing the signs of it being destroyed. You know, they're not really looking, they're not watching. And that's why there's so many other constant distractions there now. Because when the people do start to look and see what's going on, you believe they're like, we got to put up, we got to put on we got to do this, we got to do that. But then when the actual sudden destruction comes, these people are going to be like the sudden. But it wasn't really sudden. Because it's something like how you just said, we've been saying, we've been warning about it. Now you got these devils coming out and talking about, oh, the 1,000-year-old prophecy by Nostradamus is coming back. Fuck out of here, Nostradamus, man. The scriptures bigger before Nostradamus. But what the fuck are they saying? I want to say because there's a portion you bring up at the head of America, it's going to happen. What's happening, they're fucking up the currency. They're pushing America out. You got to think of this like gangs. They're gangs that been exposed where like all the other gangs look at you like, oh, we're about to fix it, we're about to destroy this. So what's going to happen is America's going to continue to tear it because the government is going to end up throwing it on the citizens. We're going to be working for the sun. That's what we're about to do. They're like saying that once it goes fucked up to where America is living out in the world, they're going to start to have heart all legislation and all that. Yesterday, we said in New Jersey alone that from here on out, from on a weekend, from 5 to closing, that children under 17 have to be in a dark cabin and be in the mall. So what is that? It's going to graduate from that person. It's going to be that's what they're doing. It's going to start quick, man. Everything that you're doing for is tighter than what you can do, what you can. That's all part of them taking the piece out of that person. No? Because now, when you're in the time of what? That's when you see the world going in the direction in which it's going now, because the opposite of peace is what? War. Right? So when they take peace out of the earth, that means that everything else is going to be pretty much chaotic. War like kind of energy right now. Like people got road rage now. Like you see all these videos, people getting into fights in public. Like, what happened, man? Right. What the hell's going on? Outside. Somebody came and told me, no, I don't know. I don't know what these people use the section. Fine, they're critical. Oh, okay, critical. And you don't got to be definitely. Because when you think about it, some of these are like some sporadic actions that these people do. You think about it like, somebody might kill their own family. People don't just get up and do that. That's a spirit. That's like control. Sometimes it's cool. Then the next time he's doing a job and trying to take his kettle. And then they'll tell you that an evil spirit came upon him. Right. That's the same thing. The Lord has put an evil spirit upon the inhabitants of this land. And we can see it. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, there's a video I saw a couple of days ago, and it was showing you demons from families. This the dark side of doing great old shit. And you can, like, surveillance cameras just capture a lot of people, right? You know what I'm saying? So the spiritual realm is definitely a window. Third, that's it. You know? So who knows, man? Who knows? This is gonna be one hell of a year. You know? America is definitely the land of hell, man. They're gonna know. These people gonna know, man. You got no water, and the government is on your neck talking about, oh well, the IRS is coming here to do this. You owe this money. Like they know you ain't got no money, but they're not you owe money. What are you gonna do? It's done by design. Okay? They say the president's gonna do another interest another rate hike. Okay? And that means that they want to break it because they're already breaking it. And it's not doing the rate hike. But now you got first Republic, right? It looks like they're about to be on the tumble. And so they do that different. There we go. Monday, hey, yeah, First Republic's going this over this week. This whole week they've been, going down. And on Friday, you had like the Fed basically had to extend their operating hours because First Republic Bank they didn't have enough money to pay off all this. They had so the Fed had to stay open for a little bit. So what it could end up being over the weekend, I overused it over the weekend. That is what you got the last week, and then Monday comes, Mayday, that's it. And then it's not next week, I believe, King Kong getting going on. Yeah, May 6th. May 6th. Yeah, it's coordination. And then Monday is like, it's going to fight inflation, but it's going to cause unemployment start skyrocketing. And guess the most people that they're going to target more is those higher income. Remember, the whole thing they want to do is break the gap, right? Or no, extend the gap, I should say. They want to, yeah, exactly. What they want to do is they want to consolidate, and then what? They want to break it. So that's why Bill Gates is buying up all the land, because that's going to be what? They're taking over the farmland and agriculture. Farmers are not going to be able to get that sovereignty to be able to grow your own crops anymore. Again, everything must be what? Taking over. Not centralized. Exactly. The money system, the money is being centralized. That means that all these regular banks are being what? Broken down. So people are led to go use something known as a CBDC. Okay, they already do that in Nigeria right now. They said that prior to 2020, all right, there was only 0.5% of people that were using the CBDC. So what they did was they messed up the cash value out there in Nigeria, and now they said it's over 80-some% people that jump to the CBDC. So that's the same thing that they're going to do here in America. But this time it's going to be much worse because it's not just going to be the banks that are closing, right? But now you're going to have to deal with the medical, all right, part of things. Right? What do you call medicine? Like ingredients, like you need in order to medicine. There's been shortages now with that shit already. Yep. So it looks like America's headed for a time like never before, like he says. Right? And it's gonna happen suddenly, like the elder was saying, according to Smithers, it happens suddenly, but it's only suddenly because they're not paying attention. Right? If you know something is coming, then you're not surprised. You'll be what? Better prepared. That is why they don't want this to going out. Because it's not a matter of, oh, well, if we do this, then it can stop. No. It's about prepare for what's coming. But if you're prepared, then they can't get you. What's the mission they're going to be? Because what happens? What's that? That's the they're not prepared. They're not prepared. It's main less resistance. That's why, guess what? The rounding up of citizens who are against the system is going to be done in the night. Right. It's also the domestic terrorists. They're going to start rounding people up in the night. They're going to be coming to people's neighborhoods. You're going to see robot dogs. They already use them, right? New York City. I was like, thinking about retrospective because like now it's like I ain't never even said anything, right? And I was like, yo, they really probably use that to see the algorithms, how many people would click like what you were saying on like on social media and all that, just so they can see. Because like, who is he going after? He's going after what the Amber guy did, at least in this world. So they were trying to basically gauge how many people are really with the mindset of them not being, the two people, and them being nefarious or devious or evil, so that they could have like, this document like, this person is American, so this person is not with us. The red people, it's all like he said, all by the time. But they got something known as TTID, right? Tag, trace, and identify, right? That's what it is. Because every information says 2020. There's a reason why they got the algorithms of AI to see the left, because that's how they track everything. When they give us a track on our video, it's not because somebody's watching the whole thing. No, it's a program. It's designed that way. Okay, you see this, build the truth, give us a strike. No, this can't go on. You did this for like, Second Thessalonians 2:6. And now you know what's recorded, and you might be filled. It's time, exactly. That's why for so long they were able to do all these things in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. And you sit there and you wonder, like, how the hell did you get to this point? You notice things don't change in your daily activities, but when you look back, you see all the change. Everything seems normal, like, oh, nothing happened today. Or maybe it's not. It's design. It's done by design. It's called the Boden-Trog method. Okay, something known as gradualism. Okay, but now we're living in a state of accelerated gradualism. See? When you go from a society that has freedoms to a society that depends on the government for anything that they can do, all right, it's something that's supposed to take about 50 years. But it's 3 years. 3.5 years. I look back and say, oh, shit, 2019, I can do this, I can do that. 2022, 2023, shit, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing now? What is there to do? See, I celebrated gradually. That's why you come down with 3 labs, because you have a short time. So he can, if he can spread out his labs over a long period of time, you won't get you be caught off guard. You won't see it. But now that he has a short time because of the truth is out, he can feel. Now it's going to come with the head. But I have to happen with great pride because he can't use the person. What happens when the serial killers get found out? Then that's when they take that quick action. Like they witness somebody see them witness them doing a murder, they gonna need to kill them quick. Right. Like in the TV show you. Just in a situation where he's like, I didn't want to do it, but now I got to do it. Right. And they can do that. Yeah, they kill the witnesses. Right? And are we not the witnesses of the house now? We are witnesses. Right, we are witnesses. So ultimately, so what he does is you gotta eliminate the witness. Anyone who saw anything, anyone who has anything to say, you gotta eliminate them. So that's why they're gonna come against them in court. Because you witnesses. Also, here in Isaiah 44. Yeah. That's all these ones. That's really good. Very good too. No, because we're the ones who are witnessing all the wickedness and bringing it out. We're the ones who are saying they did that, they caused that, they caused this, they didn't do that, they didn't say this, they say this. This is what it means. Next part is going to speak to this, and then they're going to bring out this. They're going to take out the food. Okay? They're going to populate the societies with sick people, with drugs. They're going to tell them to trust the science. When they say trust the science, they're not talking about actual science. It's all pseudoscience. It's BS. Okay? That's why you have all those fancy departments. You know, those are the signs they're talking about. Trust those signs. So we can lead you in the path of what? Destruction. Right. Look at the number they use. Research. Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So, what's this type of ideology on this earth? There's a specific people on this earth who actually believe in their warped minds that they are gods on this earth, right? You know, they can do no evil. Whatever they say, you gotta do. You can't question that. Who the hell are you? Well, we're the only people on the earth You actually have the balls to question that because we have the truth. We have the truth of the Bible. We are the true witnesses of the truth. Some of us walking this earth now actually walked with the world of Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago. So we have a different spirit. But the foundation is right, even way before that. Right? You know, so we are the witnesses. We are the ones who have seen, all right, the will of the Heavenly Father. We're the ones who are coming down and saying, listen, this is what's going to happen very soon. When they tell us come out and say you own nothing, you happy, it means what? You nothing own yourself, man. What do you get back to the whole entire planet? You're an entity of the whole planet. You know, and very soon, the news media, all right, they're gonna start pushing that energy out there. This is why the technology is needed, AI is improving. A lot of people are losing jobs, right? And like I was saying earlier, these banks are collapsing, and that's gonna affect what? The jobs. Because guess what? Believe it or not, every single company runs through the banks. No matter what you do, you have to. Because it's all through what? The currency. The currency goes into what? The power that runs the society. Goes into what? Current, like energy. All right? So when the money system goes down, the regular people are affected the most. That's why a lot of these tech giants, they're firing a lot of people. Why? Because they don't need it. They got AI taking over everything now. So guess what? Those people are going to start filing for unemployment. Those who making six figures, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, they're going to start filing for unemployment. Who's going to pay them? The government's going to come in and say, guess what? We can settle all of this. Something known as UBI, Universal Basic Income. And guess what? It's all going to be programmed. You know, the Universal Basic Income is going to be programmed. Where, okay, well, this is how much you have this month. And then through that, they're going to build something known as a social credit system. Man. This is not conspiracy anymore because these are their goals. When we come out and we tell you the goals of those who run the society, don't call it conspiracy because it's real.
See, the party said that it will be they'll be able to control the CCP. They'll have some level of control. And she said that who said that after underneath a certain amount, about 200 euros, we won't have control, but that's still dangerous, right? Because terrorists is able to use small agencies to basically fund their terrorists. They got this right. So they're using that. They're already letting you know that it's going to be programmed. And that's how they get you to have to what? Worship people. Because if you don't follow after their ways, you don't acknowledge the way that you're supposed to go, the way that you're buying and selling, you won't be able to do that. And that's the biggest form of control.
Added to the brother's point, you mentioned earlier that the murderer, his power is in secrecy. So it says, none seeth me. So the fact that he's being exposed, that we're coming out on the highways, bringing it out, that's applying the pressure. So he doesn't have the strength of secrecy anymore. So he's moving quickly to try to establish his enterprise because the secrecy is gone. Now he's like, all right, well, I got to make a move because the secret's out. That's their power. Once the secret is out, then what do you have? You have to just make it happen or it's going to be exposed more and more.
The biggest fear, right, the rulers of this earth is people wake up to their beyond what they do. Right? That's the biggest fear. That's why, listen, if ruler, if past and present, guess what? Their biggest fear is people who come against them. Right? That's why you have kings in the past, you have presidents in the past, and became what? Tyrants. Because they wanted one power. And then once you have that mindset of I want to have all the power, you become absolutely corrupt. That means that anything that comes against that power must be destroyed. Okay?
Saying that anybody ever tries to expose her, he has these organizations that are going to come and make you look bad. It's going to demonize you for trying to expose, trying to demonize us. Because that's the way that they're able to keep their secret is by saying they had to come out and say, look, if anybody says anything against us, we just want to call it hate speech, right? They're going to call it, we're going to be able to destroy your whole life because if the light ever gets shined on us, we're going to be exposed for the demons that we are. You got to expose them and they kill you. That's worse on them. Right.
So instead of physically killing you, they're going to kill your character. And once they kill your characters, i.e. they're able to conspiracy theorists like Tony Sheep, you're going to be looked at as a gun. Right. At that point, you're going to threaten people. And he's still alive. And then eventually, you know, once everybody's like, oh, what are they supposed to get now? They don't know. And it's easy to take people out nowadays. They got technology that can make it seem like the person is there, but they're really not. You know, they got technology that can phone the voice now, and they're scaring people out of money. You see, so you don't look at it like that. You look at it as, what are they going to use this technology for? For the prophecy. See? Said what that they have the power. What percent? I believe they said that the voters as well. Where it talks about with all the single power line wonders, right? Line wonders, pseudo. Boom. Everything is pseudo, man. Pseudo food, pseudo science, right? Pseudo rain, you know, pseudo morality, you know, and only in a society like this, where, like I was saying earlier, where it's okay to wickedness, but it's not okay to say that this is wickedness, because if you do that, then you're not being moral, you're not being civil, you're being somebody who's engaged in hate. You can't call out people because you're hurting somebody's feelings. This is a very private society. A society that kids go to school not to learn anything beneficial. You know what I'm saying? They're not taught how to keep their emotions in check. You know? People go to school, what do they learn? Nothing. They put in a whole bunch of garbage, Sodom and Gomorrah type of energy in the schools now. And where the parents at, man? They got kids making decisions for themselves, and if you're a parent and you come against them, they're going to put you in jail. I saw a video yesterday of a Muslim family, right? A Muslim family, and they get the kid was taken away by the I was reading that it was that it was like one of the comments he said that the South people when they tried to take the child away, and that the caption that they put in was just to hide the video. But I mean, nevertheless, the caption was still that they claimed that the child was being taken away because the parents were teaching the child that Buddhism and what that the transition is are against the religion. So they that could have been they want to cover up their stuff, or maybe somebody put that caption. But nevertheless, that's still the reality that we understand.
I want to read what he had recorded. Second Thessalonians, I know you know this, but go to Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders.
Right.
And,
yeah. We go to the words.
Lie. The word lying, the pseudo, it says a lie, conscious and intentional falsehood in a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be. And that is exactly what makes that's what separates Esau from as being the devil that from everybody of the other nation. He has a unique ability to make whatever is not what it seems to be. Like that's why it says that marvel not the thing transform himself into the image of light. Even going back to the garden, he deceived Eve into making her believe that death wasn't really what it was. He made her think death is actually good. Desirable, you know? And that is and what he does that through what gradualism is the basic. He's able to gradually trick the minds of people into having them think that evil is actually really good. That up is actually down. That a man is actually woman has to the point where they're going to walk halls, they're Congress halls. You're supposed to be the smartest, most intelligent, most knowledgeable people in this society talking about what is the man and what is the woman. That's the question that you got. The basic question of life. This is what you're arguing about right now. Y'all arguing about what makes a man and what makes a woman a woman. But this is what the line wonder right here. The line wonder, man.
When it says coming in the right here, meaning what their essence, what makes them tick, what actually their makeup is all about deception. So like I said, like we'll go back to what the scripture says about what the son of perdition. All right, these people are literally created to bring about wickedness. Right? If you do for wickedness, he sees those things in his hands all over it.
So the word for coming is parousia, which is parousia, which is present. So it's like he's him whose present is after the working, you go to the word working, energia, working efficiency, operation, effectual working, strong, effectual energy.
Right. So that's why a lot of Esau's undertakings, they call it what? An operation.
You go into the root, it says active.
Boom. Exactly. Right? You're being what? Active, meaning what? Something that's in the process. Right? Something when you say something is active, that means that it's in the process. For example, if you're working and if they say, oh, this is your badge has been activated, that means they can work. If it's deactivated, that means they cannot work. Right? So when Esau is coming in that spirit, something known as the word bring them back.
It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Right. So this operation is all method. You put to sit back and say, okay, for the devil in the Bible is Satan, this is what he's doing the wickedness. There's a people on this earth, all right, that carry out those spiritual wickedness agendas on this earth. Okay? By a form of what? Their media, okay, their influence, their education system, which is all indoctrination, right? Their politics, right? Their the food, right? The food it plays a huge role in part of the deception. Right? You know, the food plays a huge role in part of the deception because guess what? When you're able to have something known as mRNA, right? And then you're telling people that you're going to start putting that mRNA in the food that they eat. What's going on here? What outcome are you looking at?
You know, people crazy is that earlier about Bill Gates buying up all the farmland, and now they have this operation where they using big ass metal containers to create synthetic foods, right? And that actual business is called good food. So they're literally telling you that this is good food. So now you got to be that food. Natural food. Very, very natural food is bad food. And that goes back to the testimonial soldiers, all that is called the most high. So for the food that's coming out of the earth, I'm not going to get into about the brain, right? They try to blame the life for climate change. So the stuff that's actually going out of the earth, where the Lord said this is good meat, to be eaten, he's saying, no, this is bad. This is actually good. We're going to take synthetic cells, and it's going to change just like the natural food. And we're going to call this actually good, but the natural food, that is actually bad for you, and it's bad for the environment. It's bad for everything. You can say it. You say? We're going to work with it.
Okay, one. Isaiah 29:15. This is in the NLT. What sorrow awaits those who try to hide their plans from the Lord, who do their evil deeds in the dark. The Lord can't see us, they say. He doesn't know what's going on. How foolish can you be? He is the potter, and he is certainly greater than you, the clay. Should the created thing say of the one who made it, he didn't make me? Does a jar ever say, the potter who made me is stupid? And essentially that's what they do when they try to remix. Here it is, the Lord gave you perfect fruits and vegetables and food. But you say, no, that's not good enough. I need to remix it. I need to do this and do that. And he claims that he's doing it for world poverty, but there's still people starving. So what was the real purpose? To make money. In India, the farmers, a lot of them committed suicide because they were forced to sell GMOs. And a lot of them, it was economically not viable for them. So then what happened? They ended up offing themselves, which is all, but that's just a product of the wicked being in rulership. See? And Esau himself, that's the whole transformer agenda. You're saying that the one that made you, why did he make me thus? You know, why did he make me like this? I want to be of the other team. So let me transform. Let me be an animorph. You know, whatever it might be. They want to be a man, go back to a woman, go back to a man. Confusion, you know. But that's because he has that wine of the wickedness of his fornication forced upon the whole earth, and that's why the Lord is going to destroy his ass, man.
You know what I mean? All this is kind of bread. We talking about for a kid, like y'all think it's garble right now. Y'all was horrible. Y'all don't want y'all be all like that. The God, like this y'all Jesus. So the Lord's gonna turn that shit against y'all. That's why y'all like let's go. A lot of people might a lot of people are sick these days, man. What they say? I've been a lot of people like man. A lot of people like young, handle, old, all that, man. People like all that stuff. All that, man. They go, I'm done up, man. There's one for the myself.
That's because a lot of Jake are starting to, what they call come up. Jake is, investing in this and looking into that, and, generating this. So Jake is shifting over, but guess what? All that shit's going to be destroyed anyway. Okay? But it's, again, to show the dynamic of the change of the prophecy. Right? The Lord is taking away the curses little by little, and he's putting it on these devils, right? Yeah, and I saw what you're saying. I saw that. I noticed that about a year or two ago. And I was even telling before. I was like, "Yo, they're just still. Even my supposed to worse.
The actual theory.
Yeah, the principle is looking crazy, man. And we're looking more and more vibrant. They're getting weaker. We're getting stronger and stronger. The scripture says the promise to us is what? That the older son serves the younger. Right? It's not Esau's power right now. Are we not in captivity to Esau? There's not one of Esau's terminology calling his big brother, right? He's the eldest. He's the big brother. But guess what? We're going to take that big brother down just like you're seeing now. Okay? And then we won't be the big brothers, right? It's like right? They're that are younger, I'll be walking the way. Which is not friendly, right? You had us in the religion, man. But that's a curse because what? It's not because of your power, it's because we went up against our Heavenly Father. This is a deal between us and our God. Okay, we broke a covenant, so he said, all right, I'm going to pick the worst nation and put him over you. And at the end, I'm going to judge that worst nation because I was supposed to. That's how insignificant you are, Esau. You see? Second Thessalonians 2:7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let it. Right. So the Most High is the one who's saying these things, these wicked people, and their agenda has to keep on continuing. That's why the brother read, I forget what precept he brought out, bro, but it was going into how they say that none see me. The Lord said, no, I'm going to sit back and ask them what they got to do. So in their mind, they think, it's a natural common thing. If you had hundreds of years of witnesses, and you're ignoring it because people are not seeing it, nobody's talking about it, you get away with it time and time again. You can have a whole meeting in Davos, Switzerland, and nobody else can come over it. Nobody else can come over it. So in their mind, oh, yeah, we can do this forever. Oh, we can put it in their faces and they're still not going to see it. We can manipulate their food, we can put diseases in their bodies, and they're still not going to see it. Well, the Lord has said, Psalm 50, verse 18, I'm reading in the NLT, is that when you see thieves, you approve of them, and you spend your time with adultery. Your mouth is filled with wickedness, and your tongue is full of lies. You sit around and commanding your brother, your own mother's son. While you did all this, I remained silent, and you thought I didn't care. But now I will rebuke you, listing all my charges against you. And that's everything that you did against the people of the Lord. Your own mother's son. Okay, the Israelites. That's why the so-called black man is at the bottom of every single society. When you go to Europe, we're at the bottom.
Repent, all of you who forget me, or I will tear you apart, and no one will help you. And that's spiritual because when you read in Revelation, it tells you that they when all these fights happened, they repented not, but they cursed the Most High. And that's why Esau, no matter what, Esau's not going to repent. So that's why the Lord is going to be so great upon him, because everything that Esau's going to go through, he's really not going to actually, the Lord's not going to give him the strength to repent, and therefore the Lord wants to justify he's taking you out, wiping you out.
Second Ezra 13 chapter. Though they're afraid, yet durst fight. Right. The word durst means what? They dare to fight. You know, they see what's coming out of space. Oh shit, this is something completely different. But it's the pride he does. No, we can't let this take us down. Look, our AI can stop them. Why can't we build all this technology? We gotta use it some way, somehow. You know, let's put up a fight. Let's do something about this. We gotta come together, because if they come down, these African Americans start taking over. You know? So the Lord has to put that spirit on you that even though you're afraid, you're still gonna dare to step up and fight.
I was listening to Elder Ramba's video the other day speaking about Leviathan, and he was saying he's going and he's like his body and all these like flying club, and at the end of it, it says like he is the king of all pride. And he was like saying how like that could be associated with Esau too, because the Esau's military, the fact that he's over everybody, he has a concept to where he can't be taken down. So he's like basically the king of pride. And that's what the one thing the Lord makes, because if you repent, that shows that you really. When you actually humble yourself to repent, you're actually sorrowful and look for forgiveness. But Esau, he won't do that. He won't. He has too much pride where he will actually repent for his wickedness. So that's why the Lord destroy you that way. That's why the Lord said upon Nathan, he hated Esau, because he's the only one that will ever repent. You won't ever say, "Oh, I did this and I've done this." I'm not good. I just need your mercy on you. Won't do that.
But that wouldn't be repentance, because it would have done one. And I was thinking about it with this guy, Epiphanies, how he repented upon his death. How he was saying how he would become a Jew and he would do all these things. But imagine seeing the Lord move back to place. More than likely, you turn right back to that pride pushing anyway.
The energy's not going to work the same.
It wouldn't let him keep on like Pharaoh. You say one thing, you return right back to the other. So they actually cannot repent, because it's not repent. Yeah, he needs to repent. He needs to go back to.
You got it, brother. Go ahead.
Got it in there? Okay. Right? In order to repent, that means they got to go back to the. So technically, what it is like to repent, because to repent means what? To turn away from your wicked ways, come back to the covenant that you have before. You know? Got that in done with?
Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was just gonna land back off the brother's point about Esau repented. He's only doing that because he got caught, not because he feels bad at what he actually did.
Repentance, that divinely raw conviction of sin in the heart that divinely raw conviction of sin in the heart, that the soul is guilty before God, and a resolute turning away from sin, in which the sinner identifies himself with the gracious act of God in redeeming him. Repentance involves both a change of mind about sin and a change of heart attitude towards sin. Hey, what did the Lord tell Cain?
Yeah, he said, well, if all these things you've been ambition about, but if you can repent, I would have accepted the offer. Right? If you can repent, he said, what? Sin last and what? Exactly. So, people like to know that the math of sin. It's like, okay, when you think of sin, there's got to be some people on the earth that actually get it. That's their culture. That's their philosophy. That's how they live. That's who they are. And when you think about their religion,
they sit on a level that really you just can't really even think about. That's, you know, they, yeah, their level of sin is an elitist level. It's an elite level of sin. And that's really how this whole world seems to the whole world life is wickedness. Because the sin that they do, like they're literally witches like warlocks on a high level. Not no fucking what's that little Cleo? That bitch that was on TV. Yeah,
It's Cleo.
Miss Cleo. Not none of that, not none of that shit. Not no, you know, one of these side hustlers that do like devotion. Nah, they're doing real high level witchcraft, which people says that spiritual wickedness in high places. They literally communing with Satan.
Notice the emphasis on most of the time. Oh, no. So I think it was terrible. Terrible instead of watching. Yeah. So he's prepared all the sins back to him. The sins that you made in the sin, he doesn't want to. I prepared the heart of the people that's supposed to be not. He doesn't feel like he's a heart of the sin. Because he and that was the whole not to worship God. It's like, you know, you on a high level. We don't got you. We got the nation. We don't get you to go. Look at the nation to go.
There's the world to go. Right. And then you got to be high demons, bringing the high spirit, bringing the he's about to defeat the nation.
His job is not this, oh, I want to rebel against him. No, I want to get as many people to rebel against him as well. That's an ultimate form of fairy tale stuff. No, there's actually people in this earth that embody all the things that's written in the scripture as the devils. You know, and it becomes a problem when they're identified. Then it becomes a problem because then we want to listen to what the devil guys say. Next, people will follow the devil. So if you identify them as the devil, perhaps then everybody's going to say, oh, no, I'm good with this nigga. I'm good over here. That's what these other nations are doing now. You've been found out. Why? Because you just don't stop. You know, you think it's okay to go to a country and say, hey, listen, you give me $50 million. You know, start having human rights. You know, the sodomites for the right. You know, the trans for the right. You know, these people rights. It's like, what the hell is going on?
And then they take away the right of the lead of the lead. And they take away our right,
Right.
to teach the truth. So you're giving a wicked mad right, but then you're taking away the rights to the right.
And then they put it on the media to make it seem like that's everywhere. Bro, in real life, most people are opposing this bullshit that those who are actually for it. But then use the media as a footsteps, you might think, damn, 90% of people are really like into this type of shit. But it's the other way around. You see, but they control the media so they control the narrative, man. That's why you gotta break from that matrix. That's why this truth is so important. Right?
Yeah. I was just gonna add to the brother's points that Esau will Jake might rob a bank. Esau robs a whole country, destroys the ocean, takes down a whole forest, puts whole species to extinction, and then want to talk about, well, he's about to go to another planet and do this shit. So the Lord ain't going to let you get it off, man. You think you're going to get up to Mars so you can put McDonald's and Burger King, you know, in a Walmart. So the Lord got to just take this man out of power before he gets, but he's not going to even allow that. Can't get past the Van Allen belts. Hasn't even been to the moon for real. But it just goes to show, like brothers were saying, the level of sin that he does is on like a global level. And I got a precept going off what the elder said before about how he's compared to Leviathan. Isaiah 27:1. In that day, the Lord, with his sword and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Yeah.
And they were created. And the Lord who can make it crooked things straight? You can't. If the Lord created you to be the crooked, to be crooked, that's what you're going to be. Or you crook. Like, what is the crooked? And criminal goes back to crimson, it goes back to white. Red goes back to you guys. It goes back to sin. And that's why you would think like, oh, well, we're up here with, Edomite stuff, white people that we're really backing wicked. It just so happens that they do involved with it in the house of the wicked. That's what it is. Because the sister talks about that. We're waiting for a world where brothers righteousness, having a nerve where it's brothers righteousness. That can't coincide with you being on the earth. Like you can't be in rulership. You can't even have a freedom in that type of society. Because you're literally the embodiment of wickedness, the embodiment of evil. So in order for evil to be put out of the earth, you gotta put out the rest of that evil event. You know? Everything the Lord put first is justice. You got righteous, you got righteous spirits, you got wicked spirits. The Lord created us to be the vessels of mercy. Because of our righteousness, because of the righteousness that He gave us to do. He created you to be the vessel of wickedness. Sin. So you can't exist. Like you can't exist in the kingdom because after the 1,000 years, but you really can't exist in the everlasting society because you will bring sin into the world. You introduce sin into the world.
Hey, that's this guy Elon Musk. He was doing an interview, and then they asked him, "Say, oh, so you trying to go to Mars?" He said, "Yeah, you're trying to go to Mars very soon." I'm like, and then the guy was asking, he said, "Well, the planet is pretty cold, right? They have to." He said, "Yeah, we can warm it up. We have two ways. The short-term way and the long-term way." He said, "Okay, what's the short-term way so we can get there quicker?" He said, "Well, we just have to drop a couple of nuclear missiles in the polar, and then we'll be good." I'm like, "Here we go with this." So you want to move from here to a so-called other planet, and you're going to be dropping missiles over there too? See, that's why you can't walk away. You saw that would have checked you in the way. You can't make that point. Like the Lord said, let's go over here. This thing goes start and be like, hold on. I see something over there. Let me check this out first. I need to study this so I can see how to use it to destroy those who are coming with us. That's me talking. Yeah, that's real sacrilege, devil. You know? And you're being exposed. And you're going to continue to be exposed. All right? So you can go ahead and you can push your agendas and your narratives and your this. Guess what? Lord, you know about being outside your control. You're going to go according to what the prophecy says, not what you say. Devil. Not what you devils say. All right? Let's just bring it out. Let's book of Isaiah chapter 53. I'm going to go to the point of my chapter. And I will strike down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury. And I will bring down their spirits to the earth. That's what I'm going to bring it up. But verse 7, you read, I will mention the loving kindness. I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord and the praises of the Lord according to all that the Lord hath bestowed on us and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which hath bestowed on them according to His mercy and according to the multitude of His loving kindness. Right, and that goes all the way back to the promise, all right, that Isaac put on Jacob. You know, and it was all done by design, right? Because according to the law, you supposed to get the person. That's why Jacob was hesitant. He said, "But hold on, I'm going to get cursed for this." And what did Rebecca say? So the curse is going to be on me. You know, but go ahead and do what I told you to do. Why? Because the Lord put the Spirit on her to do that, man. Because it was designed that way. Until today, these devils are fighting us about a birthright. They're talking about they didn't want it. We're saying, no, we are the. You see, that's the birthright. We're going back to time. How come you don't see them fighting against the so-called Chinaman or the so-called African man, right? Or all these other nations? They don't care about them. They care about us. Why do they call themselves the Greeks or the Romans? They call themselves so-called James. You see? And a Jew can only come from the tribe of Judah. You see? So what are we talking about here, man? This is going back to the birthright. That's what this is all about. It's spiritual. It's bigger than what you think. See? Just because we see us, in the street corner, that doesn't mean that we're innocent. Even though the Lord said you can do that, the biggest thing is to find the lives, right? He took the Lord bless all the scholars and Greeks and all these different things, right? But even though with all these different advances in technology and all these different things, they still fear the word of the scriptures, man. They still fear the men of the Lord. They still fear this information going out. They still fear the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans waking up to who they really are. See, you can go around, you go around and call yourself whatever you want, but once you call yourself an Israelite, that comes to problems. That's why they came out against Kyrie and they came out against so-called Kanye, because they brought up those terms. Who are the Jews? Who are the real Jews? Right? It means something. It means everything. This whole thing, it means everything, man.
Yeah, I think that's right. Numbers chapter 24, verse 17. That's right, 60. He has said which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, the heaven with eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not now. There shall come out a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Cush. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominions, and he shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
1 and 18, right? So ultimately, it's everything that's coming down the pipe is going to what? That's going to end with the destruction of these Edom. Okay, everything, no matter what you do, because guess what? The Lord will turn all these things on you. Just like why? Because who? You're coming against the children of the Lord. And every single empire back then, we can go into the history. Every single empire, every single king, every single president, every single whoever that plans to come against the children of Israel, they got destroyed. You guys see it, you tell you. Okay? You guys decide this, he tell you. You guys Pharaoh, you tell you. Okay? All these other nations, man, the Romans, they'll tell you. Right?
Like, Yahweh really hates that. Right? If you think about Yahweh's different generations, that's Adam. Who fucked up the Adam's paradise? The serpent, which was the spirit of what? The spirit of Esau. As Solomon. When Solomon went on, who did the Lord raise up against Solomon? Edom. When Yahweh was on the scene, who's like, you have the Herod, you have the Roman Empire, and then you also had the actual Roman Empire, or already dynasty, and you had the Roman Empire that put Yahweh to death. And then this time, when Yahweh returns, this is when he gonna get you devils back, man. He gonna get you back, and it starts with who? Amalek.
Because they're the ones who in the world. That's look into the word first, and it goes into the Hebrew Ba'ashion, which is like out of the first, but also that's read it like now. That's why everything runs through them. That's why there's a focal point that nobody can speak against. If you say anything about them, he's anti-Semitic, guess what? That shit don't matter no more, because those are just things you made up to control the narrative. But what if the narrative controls you? What if the narrative and the prophecies controls everything that you do? See? Where do you go then? Far away from prophecy. That's what the prophecy is. All right? That's funny. I forgot the name. I don't know if it was the first thing, but it was the name. Something that happened. Eventually, he was against the truth, basically. But then something happened, and he was like, everybody got followed down the dick. I was in the Persian with Buchanan. Oh, yeah. What that king said, he was like, he was so inspired, he was like, everybody got to follow down the dick. You know what he said, but it's like, he was really convinced. The God of the history, he said, the God of Daniel. All right. From now moving forward, nobody's going to worship any other God but the God of the Bible, the God of the Hebrews. Because he's the only true God there is. Like we were saying the other day, all these other nations, they have gods that they actually make with their hands. They have gods that actually, they have designated places that they actually put their gods over. Our God is the only one that has a whole entire temple, but he doesn't in that temple. You can't see him physically, but we worship him. Look at, wow, what an extravagant temple. You mean tell me that your God dwells in here? Oh, yeah. But where is he? Where people bow down to him? Oh, you can't see him. Oh, what do you mean? This God broke down the walls for you? No, the God actually is back to you. Then read about the Solomon's temple. We read when Solomon didn't build a temple for the Most High dwelling. He said, "Let me build a temple for your name." It was just that. It was just for the Lord's name, and so it's just to be, be on like, oh, this is the house temple. But it's like that's how big, that's how magnificent the Lord's name is. It's like, yo, we just want that just for your name. It's for your name. Lord, like I can't. Because Solomon said, like, I can't build that back to you, brother. So let me build this towards the name.
Research. I was going to say, like, that's why his name is what it is. Everywhere you go, there he is. He told the Lord, I am, man. Like, anywhere you go, there he is. That's anybody, any animal, any presence, or any existence. That's the help of God. The whole earth. Yeah, just add to the elder's point. Acts 7:47, but Solomon built him an house. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. Heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith the Lord? Or what is the place of my rest? Hath not my hand made all these things?
The Lord said that word. The tabernacle of God is his name. Israel wasn't going to be the most second. He's going to dwell in us. That's why we're looking for the embodiment of your life. And that's why all nations will serve the heavenly fathers who will represent representative. Renewable.
He said, how you good nation, you this great nation. And so, one more verse. 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. Just going into the point that he doesn't dwell in the temples made with hands, he wants to dwell in Israel, but they're resisting the Holy Spirit. So he's saying, like, the temple was there, to honor the Lord, obviously, but the Lord wants to dwell within us. So stop resisting the Spirit and get with the truth.
Okay, so hey man, with that we're gonna close it out. I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem,
God, the one to the elect.